we're going to start creating some very cool designs in Adobe Illustrator. So the first one we're going to start with is this design. Okay, so as you can see, this design is quite simple with just simple shapes, okay, and colors. So this is what you're going to create in this lecture. Okay, so what you have to do is start a new project file. Okay, when you start a new project file, then you'll be in the same page as I am. Okay, you have to use the letter preset, or what you then do is come to file and then come to place. Okay, now place enables us to place a reference or an image in our project. It's just like import. Okay, we're trying to import a reference image. Just click place, then it's going to open the file, and then you just come to project files, right? This folder, project files, that's in your project folder. Okay, in the course folder rather. So when you come to this project files, this is the one you're going to choose, this one that says your first drawings in Illustrator. Okay, so when you select it and you click place, it's going to enable you to place your drawing. So you're just going to click and drag. Okay, so when you click and drag and release, you see that your drawing is now placed in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so but this is not the kind of place we want to use, okay, in this case, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to make this kind of a reference image. So there is a very easier way to do this. Okay, just delete and then come here, file, and place again. When you come to the project folder, just click the file you want to import, and then you see where it says template, just click template. Okay, so when you click template and you click place, it's going to import it. Okay, but what does it do? It just puts it in a new layer and then turns down the opacity. Okay, so we can now draw over it. Okay, and then it locks the layer so we can select it, and now we have layer 1 on which we can do designs. Okay, but one other thing you can do is you can unlock the layer. So when you unlock the layer, you see that you now be able to select your file. Okay, and then the next thing to do is just kind of fit it on the artboard, then lock back your layer. So as you can see, we can't select it right now. So the next thing to do is to start drawing. Okay, but we are not drawing on this layer, so we're going to select layer 1 on which we want to draw. Okay, so what can we see here? We can just see different shapes, and I'm just going to take you through the process of achieving this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is come here where it says rectangle tool. Okay, and hold your left mouse button to open the options, so you can see other options. Okay, not just rectangle. We have the rounded rectangle tool, we have the ellipse tool, we have the polygon tool, we have the star tool, and we have the flare tool. So for now, let's use the ellipse tool. Okay, so when you click the ellipse tool and you drag out, you see we are now able to draw an ellipse. Okay, we are now able to draw an ellipse, but the way we're dragging it out, we are not going to get a perfect shaped ellipse. Okay, a perfect circle rather. So what I want you to do is, while holding it, just hold down shift. Okay, when you hold down shift, you then see that it scales up and down evenly. Okay, it scales up and down evenly. So holding down shift helps you create even sizing for your shapes. Okay, so just hold down shift and then release. Now come to your selection tool, then kind of try to fit it in like this. Again, just while holding down shift, drag it down to reduce the size. Okay, but if you want to reduce the size from the middle, instead of holding down shift, hold down shift and then hold down alt also. So you see that you can now reduce it from the middle, so the reduction is kind of even from both sides, from all sides. Just try to fit it in like this. Just try to adjust it, make it bigger, like this. So I think I have it perfectly lined out right now. So as you can observe, my shape has a fill color and a stroke color, a fill color of white and a stroke color of black. Okay, but my reference image doesn't have a fill color of white. It's kind of purple, right? It's kind of purple. So what I would do is I'm just going to come here, okay, I'll come to my properties panel and then just give it no stroke. Just give it no stroke, and then for the fill color, you just have to come here to this point and just select purple. Okay, and let's just drag it out to see if it's going to fit better. Yeah, I think this will do. So just Ctrl Z to bring it back, and I'm just going to adjust this to align better. Okay, so as you can see, we've been able to place our first shape, which is this ellipse. Okay, now we have many other shapes. We have a triangle here, we have a rectangle here. For this rectangle, I'm just going to hold down this tool and select the rectangle tool and go and click here, and holding down shift, I'm just going to drag like this. Okay, now this rectangle tool, what I've done here is I have given it a stroke color and no fill color. Okay, so just come here, come to stroke color and select this color. Okay, and go to fill color and click here to make an empty fill. Okay, so the next thing you would like to do is increase the stroke size. So you can see I'm increasing the stroke size and it's getting filled up. I'm just going to reduce the size a bit, move it down with my arrow keys, and it mustn't fit perfectly. Actually, it mustn't fit perfectly. It must just be similar. Yeah, and I think this will do it. And then what next do we have? We have the line tool. If you hold down here, you will then see the line tool, the arc tool, the spiral tool, the rectangular grid tool, the polar grid tool. Okay, but what we are going to use is the line segment tool. Okay, so just click on the line tool and just click here, and holding down shift to drag to this point. Okay, so it's then perfectly feel to this point. So I'm just going to select the direct selection tool to select this anchor point and kind of drag it out while holding down shift. Okay, so everything happens in a straight way. And as you can see, the stroke is too large, so what do we do? Let's just adjust this one too. So the stroke is too large, guys. What do? We just reduce the stroke here, reduce it to this point, maybe a little bit bigger. Something like this is perfect. And also the stroke color, so click on the color and then just choose a black color. Now the next thing we like to do is we like to duplicate this line and create this kind of pattern here, right? So what do? Come to your selection tool, and then all you then need to do is then copy and paste in place. So it pastes it at the exact place where you've copied it. Okay, so it means it places it on top of the existing one. So just come here, bring your mouse to this edge, and then just click and drag this way. Okay, so when dragging, just hold down shift to make it align to specific angles. Okay, like 180, 90, and 45, and so on and so forth. But this is 180 that we need, that we're going to use. So just make it align to 180 degrees. Okay, and then select your both files, your both lines, and come to copy and then paste in place. There is a shortcut for this, which is Shift Control V. Okay, Shift Control V or Control F. Okay, Shift Control V or Control F. So Control F and Shift Control V. Control F is paste in front. It's going to place it in front and in the same place, while Shift Control V is going to do the same job and also paste it at the same location in a different project file. Okay, so let's assume we have a different project file and want to place it in the same location as this one, so we can use Shift Control V. Okay, just select and then just come to this edge here and drag out, okay, while holding down shift so as to align perfectly. Then for the third one, just select all of them and copy and paste in front. Okay, and then drag out to kind of align with the drawing. Okay, so this will do it. And when we go, what did I do? Let me just reset my workspace. Made a mistake here. Reset Essentials Classic. Yeah, and I don't need libraries, right? So include libraries and bring my layers. Yeah. Good. So what next do we do? we have another ellipse here. Okay, now just come select your ellipse tool, or you know what, we can just duplicate this one. So to duplicate this one, you select it, and then you can copy and paste in front, or paste. Okay, then just paste. Okay, so it has duplicated it. Okay, and a shortcut of doing this is just select your shape and hold down Alt and then drag out. So you see, this is another shortcut for duplicating your file or your object. Just resize it to be bigger and to fit the drawing perfectly. And then come and select your color. Let's just make this colorless for now to see what's happening better. And we can now choose a blue color. Let's choose this blue. So let me just show you one thing. First of all, let's just kind of group this these shapes so they are one, so they appear as one. So let's assume we want this shape to come in behind this shape, right? We want these shapes to come behind this shape. Okay, even though that's not the ideal situation in this case, I'm just trying to show you something. So let's assume we want these shapes to come behind this shape. What we then do is just right click on them and then arrange, then send backwards, which will send it one step backward. Okay, if we keep doing send backward, we keep sending it behind till when we are satisfied. Okay, till when it appears, it finally sends it behind this shape. Okay, because as you can see, we have plenty of other shapes here, so it's actually sending it behind all the other shapes we have. So if you just keep doing send backwards, and okay, and as you can see, it has now sent it behind this particular shape. But if we want to, let's assume we want to undo, and let's assume we want to just send it back to the last position. All we need to do is to send to back, so it's going to send it behind all other layers. Okay, but that's not the ideal situation for now, so we'll just arrange, bring front. Okay, now the next thing to create is this shape, and the way I created this is I just made I just made a rectangle. I made this rectangle like this. Okay, and then I made my color. I gave it no stroke and then made my color blue. Okay, so what I then did is I came and selected my quick selection, my direct selection tool, and then selected these anchor points and this anchor point. So when I select this anchor point, you'll see this little circle here. Okay, when you just click on this circle and drag it out, you see what happens. It then makes our edges rounded. Okay, it makes our edges rounded in relative to how much we drag it in. Okay, so as you can see, this is how I was able to achieve that rounded effect. So what I want to do right now is I want to see through this. So I want to make the stroke this color right now, so I can just replace it later on. So what I do is come while selecting the file, and then come and just swap. Okay, so when you swap, it makes the fill color transparent and then makes the stroke color the fill color. It just exchanges everything. So just move this one third. Okay, and the next thing is select your ellipse tool and drag out like this, then let's just give it a white stroke color so we can swap it later on, and then come and duplicate our shape. Control C and paste in front, then resize it downwards like this, and come and give it an orange color. Okay, maybe this color, this shade of orange. So what then do I need to do? All I need to do is to just select and swap back the colors. Okay, make the fill color the stroke color, and then the stroke color the fill color. Okay, so I'm just going to click this button, and there's a shortcut to do this, which is Shift X. Okay, Shift X. So if you Shift X, it's going to swap the colors. So this is what we've achieved so far. Okay, so I just disabled the reference layer so you can see what we are having so far. Okay, we're pretty much doing a good job. Now the next one is the spiral. Okay, the spiral. So just come here and hold down the left mouse button and click on the spiral tool. Okay, so when you click on the spiral tool and just click on your artboard, you then see the options for your spiral. Okay, your spiral design. Now we have the radius as 50 points, we have the decay as 86, and segment 77, and style. Okay, I'm just going to leave these settings and just click OK, but you can also check them for yourself to see what effects you get. And this is now the spiral I've created. Might not be very similar or perfectly similar, but it's going to suffice. Just reduce the size to fit in more perfectly, and then just reduce the stroke size. Okay, let's reduce the stroke size, and I feel this is okay. This is okay. Yeah, I'll work with this. And then now we are coming to these shapes. Okay, I consider them the most complex to create for this tutorial. Why is that? Because we're going to use a tool called the Pathfinder. Now the Pathfinder can be found under Windows and then Pathfinder. Now when you click on Pathfinder, the tool then opens. Now this is the Pathfinder panel or the Pathfinder tool, and what the Pathfinder does is it creates paths kind of. So let's just make an example by creating this this shape right now, and let's just hold down Alt to duplicate the shape. Now we have two shapes here. Okay, what the Pathfinder does is the Pathfinder has many modes. Okay, it has the add mode, the subtract mode, the intersect mode, the exclude mode, the divide mode, the trim mode, the merge mode, the crop mode, the outline mode, the minus black mode, and so on and so forth. Now these modes will give different effects when used. Now if I have an arrangement like this and I use the add mode, what happens is it just adds the two shapes together. Okay, let me just Ctrl Z, and if I have them like this and then use this mode, which is the minus front mode, it then minus the one in front from the one at the back. Okay, so this is now what we have. Okay, and then when we select them and intersect, you see that it cuts an intersection. Okay, and it now deletes the other parts which do not intersect and then makes the parts which intersects a whole. And then for this one, this is kind of the opposite of the intersection mode. And then we have this one, which is the divide mode. Now this divide, when you click, you see that nothing happens, but what happens is Adobe Illustrator kind of divides the edges, or kind of divides the shapes and creates intersections based on the edges. Okay, so you can just come here and drag it out. Down, this is a whole because it cuts the shapes at the point where they both intersect. Okay, so that's how this divide effect works. I'm just going to undo, and then let's see this one. This trim, when you trim, you see what then happens. We have this. Okay, now you can explore all the other options, but for this case what we're going to use mostly is the divide. Okay, we're going to use the divide. So what I did here was I came and created a rectangular tool, drag it out like this, and then what I did was I selected the direct selection tool. The shortcut is A, so you can just hit A to select the direct selection tool. Okay, and this one, the shortcut is V, so you can just hit V to select it. Okay, A and V. So this is A, and then I just came on this anchor point and kind of dragged it out like this. Okay, and then choose a blue color, selected this color and made this blue, right? Good. And for this other part, or for this other shape here, what I did was I selected the ellipse tool and kind of created this shape. Okay, a perfect circle like this, and let me just make this the stroke so as to see what I'm doing here. Just drag it out and kind of duplicated the ellipse again, and like what I did was Ctrl C, Ctrl V, or Ctrl F, right, and just made this one a little bit smaller. So we have two of them. For this one, I'm going to make this kind of pink for now, and make the colors back, bring the colors back. So what do we then do to make an intersection in the middle, or a cut in the middle? Because that's what we have. Okay, so I selected the first one, selected the second one, and kind of minus, so it minus the second one from the first one. And then we can see that when we take our shapes away like this, we can see that this part has a different color, right? So Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. So all you need to do is to select them and then hit divide. So when you hit divide, we then have a division like this. Okay, we can have them as separate points. Okay, so with this now, we can just make this the true colors so you can see what's happening. So as you can see, this part, Ctrl V to bring the selection to this part now. Sorry, you have to double click to go in because they are more of a group right now. So this part now has a purple color. Okay, has a purple color. Okay, while the others have blue. So we're just going to ungroup them so as to have more control. So I just ungrouped them. Okay. Now this one is a triangle. So how do we create a triangle? Just come to our shape and come to polygon. So polygon tool, and you click polygon tool and you click here, then it gives you the options. Okay, we have the radius and we have the sides. Now the sides will tell us how many sides the polygon has. In this case, we want just 3 sides. So when you click 3, we have the polygon created. Just drag it in place and increase the size like this. Okay, yeah, so it fits perfectly now. Just bring the color back, and this one bring it back too. Now what we want to do is we want to create a divide. We want to use the pathfinder tool, the divide option, to select this one and select this guy and divide. So now we have them as separate parts, right? Good. So Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, and I'm just going to swap the colors so as to see what's happening beneath. Okay, good. So select your selection tool and kind of ungroup them because they are now in the group. Okay, yeah. So the next thing to do is to add our colors, right? For this one we have for this one we have an orange color. Okay, for this one we have a yellow color. For this one we also have we also have a yellow color, and for this one we have a black color, and for this one we have kind of a lighter blue, and for this one we have this dark blue, and for this one we have this purple. Okay, so all you need to do is just select your shapes and swap the colors back. Swap back, swap back, and swap back. Select this guy, swap, swap back, swap back, swap it back, swap back. Yeah, so this is what we have so far. As you can see, we have been able to create our shape. And for this last one, select your rectangle tool. For this last one, drag it out, make the stroke color gray, make this colorless, and just select both anchor points and drag them out like this, while increasing the size of our stroke. And finally, we have our design, our first design completed. Okay, yeah, we have our first design completed. And with this, we've come to the end of our video in our first design in Adobe Illustrator. Hope to see you in the next.